As the weeks go by in the National Football League, you hear the chatter where there are a lot of interesting takes surrounding the league. Some rational, some not so rational. And sometimes we got to throw the flag when people take things too far. Back for another edition of Challenge Flag is New York Post sports columnist Steve Serby. Steve, you got your flag ready?
Yep, I have something similar to a flag. It's a COVID mask.
Okay, all right. It'll work. We don't have the red flag yet, but we can work with the COVID protection mask. That'll work for us there. So, Steve, let's start with this. We're going to start with the Giants. Daniel Jones, he showed some grit and gut in Big Blue's Week 5 win over the Packers. And now you got some people saying Danny Dimes might be the answer for the G-men at quarterback. So respond to this statement, Steve. Daniel Jones is a franchise QB. Flag or no?
Well, I'm going to hang on to the flag for now. At the start of the season, I probably would have thrown it. But look, the job of the quarterback is what? To get his team in the end zone and win games. And really, all he has alongside him really is Saquon Barkley and a better offensive line, I'll grant you that. But he's certainly emerged as a leader. He is tough, smart, dependable, all the attributes that Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen are looking for. And let's face it, the more the Giants win, the lower they'll be drafting next year in a quarterback-rich class. But his teammates absolutely love him. He's a dual threat, and he is growing on Brian Daboll, and I think he's growing on Giants fans. If he can stay healthy and continue to win, throwing to receivers named Dexter Henry and Mr. Brandon London, London might be able to get some playing time with this receiving core. But, you know, Darius Slayton has emerged as the number one option, and nobody thought that a year ago when Kenny Golladay and Kadarius Toney arrived to help Danny Dimes. So Danny Dimes is proving the naysayers wrong. I'm not going to throw a challenge flag yet on Danny Dimes.
Okay, not throwing the challenge flag. You were going to throw me out there on the NFL field. Brandon has played on the NFL field. No need to throw me out there. I'm not ready for that. I don't need that, Steve. I don't need that right now.
Yeah, but you're a gamer. We know you at SNY to be a gamer.
I am a gamer. I will agree with that. Gamer to be on the field, not so sure about that. All right, moving along. We're going to stick with the G-men. Head coach Brian Daboll, he has them off to a 4-1 start, Steve. That's their best start since 2009. The streets are saying Brian Daboll is the NFL Coach of the Year. But what do you say, Steve?
Yes, he is. It's either him or Nick Sirianni with the Eagles, but Brian Daboll has much less to work with, and he's done much more with much less than Nick Sirianni, who's the only undefeated coach in the NFL. So Daboll's changed the culture. He's teaching this team how to win. And, of course, the Giants haven't won in what seems like an eternity. And he trusts his players, and he trusts his staff. And Wink Martindale has certainly proven to be a tremendous hire. So, yes, Brian Daboll, Coach of the Year.
Okay, we still have not thrown the challenge flag yet. I like this. Now, let's go to the Jets.
You get the challenge flag ready, though.
You got it ready. You got to keep it ready. You got to stay ready, Steve, always. Now, with the Jets, we saw a great rookie performance by your guy, Breece the Beast Hall, on Sunday as Gangrene dropped the Dolphins. But it hasn't only been Hall, right, who's been impressive as a rookie for the Jets. Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, Jermaine Johnson, they've all had their moments. So here's the statement. The Jets have the most impactful rookie class in the NFL. Are we pulling out the flag here, Mr. Serby, or no?
No, absolutely not. Daniel Jeremiah last week had 3 Jet rookies among his top 10. Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, and I think he had Breece Hall. Maybe it was Jermaine Johnson, but now maybe he should have 4. Breece the Beast is showing why he was considered the best running back in the draft. Sauce Gardner may be the best rookie in the NFL, and he's going to have his hands full with Aaron Rodgers, of course, on Sunday. But Jermaine Johnson's a little dinged up, but he's progressing. And they've got other guys, too. Michael Clemens they like a lot, defensive end drafted in the 4th round. So Joe Douglas really got rave reviews for his draft, and now we see why. The game is not too big for any of these rookies. Any week, any one of them can star. No challenge flag on that one.
Wow, the challenge flag is just staying hidden this whole time. We gotta get more action.
I'm not going to force it.
You can't force the challenge flag. You're right. You can't force the challenge flag. Okay, now maybe this one. Rough times for Las Vegas Raiders wideout Davante Adams this week. The Raiders lost to the Chiefs after blowing a 17-0 second quarter lead. And after the game, Adams shoved a credentialed person carrying equipment while coming off the field. His Raiders, they're 1-4 in the season. And he left Green Bay to go to Vegas. So there's some talk with people saying Davante Adams should have stayed in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers in the pack. Steve, where are you on this one? Is the challenge flag coming out?
Well, let me ask you something, Dexter. If you had family on the West Coast and you had a chance to play for your college quarterback at Fresno State and you got a $141 million contract over 5 years, would that have swayed you to leave Aaron Rodgers and the Packers?
Let's see. Get to go home, be around family, and you give me the bag? Yep, that would have swayed me to move. I would have gone. Yes.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm throwing the flag on Davante Adams here.
Oh, here we go.
He did apologize afterwards for shoving that photographer, which of course he never should have done. But, he leaves Aaron Rodgers, two-time defending MVP, for Derek Carr. He leaves Matt LaFleur for Josh McDaniels, who had a nightmare first coaching job in Denver. So he's sacrificing the potential to win a Super Bowl for money. And by the way, the Packers offered the same or more as the Raiders did. So where's that flag? Throw it again. I'm throwing it.
You're throwing
Sorry,
the flag
Davante.
on that. Well, here's the thing. I hear your point there. You're absolutely right. If the money's being all equal, you probably should want to stay where, it was a better place. You have a chance to win. But maybe you want to be close, want to be close to home. So, I do get that. I can't really be mad at him for going home there at all for that. So, okay.
Well, wait a minute. But he can be close. What about after the season? He can see his family after the season, right?
That's true. You only
and even during the season.
That's true. But everybody's got different needs. But he did get that bag, so I guess he'll have to deal with those decisions now. Last topic, Steve. Here we go for today. We're going to talk about the Dallas Cowboys. They are 4-1 on the season. They've won 4 games with Cooper Rush as starting quarterback. Dak Prescott will return under center this week. But there's thinking from some people out there that Dallas is a better team with Cooper Rush as their signal caller. Steve, please tell me you have the challenge flag ready for this one.
I'll throw it with both hands. Of course they're not a better team. Cooper Rush has done a great job, no question. But when Dak Prescott is fully healthy, and I would sit Dak if I were them against the Eagles this week, unless he's absolutely 100%, and I don't think he will be. So kudos to Cooper Rush. He's the third most famous Cooper behind Cooper Kupp and Cooper Manning. And I would stay with Cooper Rush, but keep the notion that he's better for the Cowboys and the Cowboys are better with him at quarterback over Dak Prescott. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm going to throw every COVID flag I have on that.
There we go. You know what? I'm with you on this, Steve. Cooper Rush has done a great job, but the Cowboys have the 26th ranked offense in the NFL. They are not better with him than they are with Dak Prescott. All right, Steve, I think we're out of topics. You look like you are out of flags. That is it for this week's edition of Challenge Flag. That is the great New York Post sports columnist Steve Serby. Steve, thanks for joining me. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks, Dex. You're the best. Thank you.